Hey guys, it's the King back here with another video, and today guys, we are going to be discussing Armor Attack. More specifically, we are going to be discussing why it took me so long to actually make another Armor Attack episode. Now, honestly, this is actually kind of embarrassing, and I would love to just ignore it and pretend it never happened, but it has happened, and I'd rather address it, because as I've mentioned before on this channel, I will do some embarrassing things from time to time, and I want to be able to look back on them in the future and be like, well, that was silly and stupid, but I learned from it and I grew from it. Now, I can't do that if I'm like hiding or ignoring the fact of something I've done, right? I can't avoid like things that I've done. Before I start, I just want to mention two things real quick. First of all, I've mentioned this before, right? But like, I have like really heavy perfectionism, where like, anything I do has to meet like a certain standard, especially something I'm passionate about. The more passionate the more passionate I am about something, the more difficult it is for me to accept that it's not perfect. And this is like a very, very difficult thing for me to kind of like deal with, right? Even like normal videos and stuff. For every intro you guys watch, right, 6-7 intros get scrapped. For every video you guys see, in the past, for every video you guys see, no joke, I would have recorded 10-15 videos and posted one. Nowadays it's much better. Mostly for a couple different reasons, right? I've managed to improve the overall like quality of my videos. So now like every video I make, there's usually a certain level of quality, right? The mic doesn't peak anymore, it's not laggy anymore. It's high frame, it's high definition for every single one of my videos. It's 1080p. I've definitely like taken all my content a step further. So now even for videos that like bug me, or for things that like I wish I could get rid of, it meets like the very, very minimum level of quality for me, where I could be like, okay, I don't have to like remove this. This doesn't mean that I don't delete videos even nowadays, but now it's probably like one for every like, I don't know, one in like every 4 videos or something like that, right, actually gets deleted. It's a much better rate, you know what I mean? It's much better than like 1 in 15 actually gets posted. It's completely different. But part of that like perfectionism mindset is like, whenever I try new things or whatever, right, or a new series or whatever, I usually like them to be as perfect and as smooth as possible, right? Now, normally when I'm playing like regular games or whatever, these are just, it's fine, right? Because like, even if I mess up or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean much other to myself, right? There's been multiple times throughout this channel's history where like, I will look too much into a certain factor of a video, or like a certain aspect of like a series or something, and when I bring it up to the viewers, right, to see if it's just me in my own head or if it's like something that's actually noticeable, I'll always get usually the same response: oh, we didn't even notice that until you literally pointed it out, right? And so like, I overanalyze myself a lot. And so for things like even like if I stutter too much in a video, usually that makes me want to scrap the video, right? And sometimes I still have to post the video if it's like a progression type series where like we're going through a story mode or something like that, right? Obviously I can't like just post episode 2 of the story and then episode 4 and not post an episode 3. There's just a giant gap in the story. And it's things like that that kind of like help me logically get past my own perfectionism and be like, well, it has to be posted anyway, right? And that kind of like soothes like my inner like perfectionism demon, or well, whatever you want to call it. Armor Attack for a while though, kind of like had me really in my own like psyche. Here's the thing. Armor Attack presents a unique opportunity for me that I've never experienced before, right? I'm still relatively new in my YouTube career. I'm like a very small time YouTuber. I mean, we're very close to 800 subs, which I greatly appreciate, but we're not like at 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Like we're not big numbers, right? And so I've never really gotten any like exclusive benefits or like any special treatment just for being a YouTuber. Like even like the War Robots creator program, right? That didn't even work out. So even like if I had experienced the same sort of feeling for the creator program, it never happened. So I never had to like deal with like the idea of getting special like treatment just for being a YouTuber. the only reason I'm even like allowed to play like this, like beta, alpha, whatever you want to call it, like the only reason I'm even allowed to play like Armor Attack before it's officially come out, right, is because somebody found my channel and was like, hey, you want to play Armor Attack? That's literally the only reason. Like, somebody reached out to me, not the other way around, right? And so this is like the first time in my life where it's like I'm presented a special opportunity just for being a YouTuber. And what kind of makes it worse is that there aren't really a lot of Armor Attack like content on YouTube, and the game isn't out yet. Now, I personally know how important guides are on YouTube, okay? My most popular videos on YouTube are guides that I made for like seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, ones I made for AFK Arena, Dislight, that kind of stuff. They're some of my most popular videos, and like, I'm not gonna lie, if I rewatch them back now, I actually cringe, because like I said, I have such a I have like such a demanding standard of myself that watching back those old videos where like the mic quality wasn't as good, or like the actual like video quality wasn't as good and stuff like that, like I'm like, oh my god, why would anyone watch this, right? But people do watch it, and people do like constantly watch it. And the issue with Armor Attack, or at least the very like the thing that was like constantly running through my mind was, okay, you make an Armor Attack episode, right? What happens if like you misrepresent something, or what happens if like you don't like show the game to its like fullest standard or whatever, right? So for example, the first episode of Armor Attack, I didn't know that the map could be expanded, right? I didn't know that this was like more of a tactical shooter than just like a casual shooter. There were a lot of things that I just didn't know. Now, going into it, I didn't really think much of it, right? I had gotten Armor Attack. The like developer had sent me the link, and I was so hyped, I didn't even like stop to think, right? I made the video, literally within like minutes of getting the link, I started, recorded the first episode, posted the first episode, cool. Then I had like days, I had to think about like the first episode and kind of like get in my own head, right? And the worst part of like wanting like everything you do to be perfect, or like wanting like here's the thing, right? My mindset is absolutely ridiculous. At the very time, my mindset for the mindset that I was dealing with is ridiculous, right? And that's why I was saying it's very embarrassing and something that I wish that I could just like ignore or pretend didn't exist. But it did exist, unfortunately, right? This is just the mindset that I was stuck in for a while. And that's kind of the funny thing about like certain mindsets and certain perspectives, right? While you're actually dealing with like those like moods or like those like mindsets or whatever, right? It's impossible to get out of, right? Even if even if you know it's silly, right? It's impossible to talk yourself out of it until you actually get out of it. And then you look back on your like past self and you're like, wow, I was a fool. What the hell was I thinking? Like and that's how it's the way, even, you know what, it's kind of like writer's block, or like artistic block, right? For like people who like draw really well and then all of a sudden they can't draw anymore and they have to like take a step back and then like come back in, right? Nothing actually changes but your like mindset, right? Now you could try to force your way through, but as anyone who's ever had writer's block or like artistic block or like creative block, whatever you want to call it, right? As anyone who's ever had that, you can't really force your way through. I mean, you could try, but the results will probably be unsatisfactory, right? Normally, like, when you're in that mindset, you can't escape that mindset. You've got to actually, like, take a step back and, like just try to remove yourself from the situation and then let your mind figure it out on your own, right? That's usually what happens. So, yeah, it took me just, like, there was actually many opportunities where I had, like, an opportunity to make, like, an Armor Attack episode, even before I moved houses. I actually remember thinking to myself, oh, you know what, I'm not gonna make a video right now because I'm actually super tired, and like the commentary probably won't be as like as good as I would like it. I'll do it in the morning. And then I would wake up in the morning and I'd be like, oh man, I'm really groggy right now because I just woke up. Commentary probably wouldn't be the best. I'll wait till later on in the day, right? And then I'll be like, ah, man, like my blood sugar is really high because I just ate. Like if I do it right now, I'm gonna be like super like wacky, and like my commentary is gonna suffer. And I know that it sounds like I'm just like repeating myself, but genuinely these are the thoughts that like ran through my head, right? And so like, I just kept putting it off and off and off and off, and like eventually I realized what I was doing. I was like, bruh, I am so in my own head about making sure that this is like as good as possible that like it's never gonna get done. Like I want to play the game, but I'm so in my own head, and like for no reason. And yeah, I find I don't know what happened. It just kind of like that mindset kind of just stopped, which was just hilarious. I don't really know what changed. Like it's not like I did anything to change it or something. It's just all of a sudden like I was thinking about making an Armor Attack episode, and like my brain was no longer being stupid. I was like, cool, you know what? Great. This is that I'm gonna take the opportunity while like my brain's not in a funk, and I'm just gonna make a bunch of episodes. And then that way, once I actually get into the episode making process, I won't be stuck in like that mindset loop. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight of what actually goes in my mind about like when I make new series, when I play games, especially when a game like this. You know what I mean? Like I said, I just finished recording episode 2, by the way. So I'm having a lot of fun with Armor Attack, but at the same time, it's just yeah, my own perfectionism really gets in my own ways sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm so focused on trying to make it the best possible quality ever that I never like actually get it done. But yeah, I just wanted, in case any of you were like curious why I wasn't making this series, because I know I kept like being like, oh, I'm gonna like record an episode today, I'm gonna record one today, I'm gonna record one tomorrow, and like I kept saying that, like even publicly on the Discord for so long, right? And like I just kept putting it off because I just wanted it to be perfect, and like it kind of took a moment to be like, okay, it's never gonna be perfect. I just want to play the game at this point, bro. Like my own mind's really got to stop getting in my way. But yeah, I hope you guys didn't mind this little insight into my mind, or like into my thought process or whatever. I usually try to be as like transparent with you guys as possible. If I'm feeling a certain way about a game, if I'm feeling a certain way just in general, I usually try to let you guys know. I try to be as transparent as possible because I know that it's like I've learned from like from experience that I'm not the only one that's dealing with these kind of things, right? Not to mention that like this is just my own personal belief, but like there's like 7-8 billion people on the world, right? No one is ever gonna have an original thought, no matter how much they think it is, right? And so that means if I'm dealing with this, most likely someone else is too. And so if I talk about my experiences, hopefully others will be able to kind of like reflect that they're A, not alone in whatever they're dealing with, but B, also that like there is like, you know what I mean, ways to get out of it and shit like that. For me honestly, like I said, I'm not really sure what changed my mindset. I was thinking about it. I'm not really sure what it was, but I think if I had to be honest, there was a viewer who contacted me about like a War Robots video, right? I've talked about this before, but like they were like, oh, like I think your War Robots content is like overly negative or whatever. And like after that conversation, I kind of had the thought of like, wow, this content, which I really didn't think to be overly negative, right, was perceived as overly negative by the specific viewer. If that's the case, then like there's no way for me to control the perception of any of my videos. So there's not really a point of like trying to make something perfect, because like even if it's perfect to me, it might not be perfect to anyone else. And so like I don't know if like like I don't know if I'm putting this into words properly enough, but yeah, that's kind of like the thing that really like snapped me out of my funk. It was like, okay, well if there's no point anyway, I might as well just, you know, have fun and enjoy myself. I give it a week before my perfectionism is back with something completely unrelated, but you know what, for now I'm good. I'm having fun, and I'm ready to make some more Armor Attack videos. Expect a lot of this game in the upcoming days. Expect a lot of this game. But that's gonna be all for today's video, though. Thank you for listening, and I hope you've all had a wonderful day. Bye, guys.